Welcome back to another episode of Mock Draft here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I'm joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, what's going on, my man?
Hey, it's going good. Another Monday, another fun time. You know how it goes. Oh, I know you know how it goes. I see you over there.
Yes, sir, because it's another wrestling episode. We're going back into it. We started with our tier list a couple of weeks ago, and we are jumping back in, doing something AEW related here. Are you ready to go with this one, Omari?
Oh, yeah, you know me. I got the AEW shirt, the AEW reference to the background, and something else that was associated with AEW, even though they don't want to admit it. I'm ready.
All right, and then I have none of what you said. So let's go into it. What I got set up for us here is every AEW champion currently.
All right.
And what we are, and then what I would like to find out by the end of this is who our next champions will be through this tier list. So as you can see, current champion right here in Jon Moxley, and then I want us to start coming down here into these. Right now, I've got our entire AEW roster for 2020, the end of 2024. So this is broken down. We're not going to really get into a lot of these guys and girls. Most of our people are going to be right up here at the top. So we're going to go through and we're going to figure out which of these scenes that they belong in. And then once we get them up here into the My Scene area, we'll start to figure out who is the contender for the championship, and then who is the next one up. So we need four names in total. Current title holder, next title holder, the other two contenders, and then the rest of the folks in the scene.
Okay, I like it. By the way, I just love the timeless thing where it's the black and white picture, where even the picture has the random red lipstick with the black and whiteness. Just a total commitment to the gimmick.
Can't mess with the gimmick, my man. Can't mess with the gimmick. So yes, as our starting block here, we have the men's AEW champion, Jon Moxley. And then what I have down here is I have automatically what's on TV, because that's what we have to start with. We have to start with like what was on Dynamite. Just at this moment, to put a timestamp on this, we are talking on February 22nd, 2005. So the Dynamite before this, what is going on? Jon Moxley is set to face Cope, Rated R Superstar Cope, for the AEW World Championship. So I have him automatically in that scene. You can't deny it. Then Timeless Toni Storm is the AEW Women's World Champion. Of course, she just defeated Mariah May, the former AEW World Champion. So she's absolutely in that scene. Here's something I have. In my first pitch for our AEW that we're creating, I am going to combine the international and the continental titles. Obviously, you can't call it the intercontinental title.
I feel like that's the best way to combine the two, but now I get why we call the other one what we call it.
So, but I would love to see these combined over this year's program. So I'm going to combine the scene of which those people compete for that belt into one little bracket here. And then, of course, with that said, Kenny Omega and Orange Cassidy are both due to fight Konosuke Takeshita in a triple threat match coming up at Revolution for the international title. So they are automatically in the scene. We have the AEW TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, and she of course just defeated Harley Cameron at AEW Grand Slam, so I have automatically placed her in the scene. And then we have one final extra category called Give Them TV Time, but they don't need to be in any scene in particular. I don't need them fighting for belts, I just want them on TV. And to perfectly represent maybe that category, we have automatically slotted into there the one, the only Danhausen.
That's a perfect slot for him. Yes, I need Danhausen on my TV every week, but I don't need him fighting for anything.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get into it. We're gonna like first. I feel like let's just throw these names up there and immediately get them up into a scene, and then we can start breaking it down from there. Hangman Adam Page, I feel like needs to be in the world title scene.
Yes, always. Like he's one of the 9 champions they've had.
Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has been in
this.
Has been in this scene. I think he needs to be up in this scene. Do you dispute?
I agree that Will Ospreay should be up there. Kenny Omega's down in the other scene at the moment, and that's you meant Will Ospreay. So yes, I agree that Will Ospreay should be where he is.
Yes, Will Ospreay is going to be up here at the main title scene. Alrighty, interesting one, Omari. We have Christian Cage. Now, the reason why I'm putting him here at first is because he has that little binder thing. It's not a briefcase because somebody else does a briefcase, but they have a little, it's like a metal clipboard that is holding a contract for a match for the world championship. It's a Money in the Bank. It's a Money in the Bank contract.
So you got to have him there.
You got to have him there, but do we want him there?
Because, he doesn't really... He's in the scene automatically by having it, but he doesn't really need to be in any of the matches because he can show up anytime. Although we have a good idea, or based off of what you just told me, I have a good idea when he's going to be showing up in the scene.
I'm also pitching deleting it, I think.
What, just deleting the Money in the Bank?
Deleting the contract step.
Yeah.
And I don't want him in this scene as it is. But if I'm not allowed to do that, then I'll put him up here where he should be because of his title shot opportunity.
Yeah, automatically. Yeah, because he has the Money in the Bank, for lack of a better term, I have him in the scene.
Julia Hart, do we want her in the World Championship scene or down here in the TBS Championship scene?
I'm fine with the TBS scene. You know, the house always wins. You know, gambling reference. She can deal with the Monet, the money girl. Got that going on. She is the one that had the theme that's like the house always wins.
I think she's appropriate to. I believe she held. I believe that is her title.
Okay.
Or that was her title last year, or not last year. We're in 2025 now. So in a end of 2023, going into 2024, I believe that was her title that she held. Somebody could correct me in the comments. I don't know if I'm really ready to elevate her into the world title scene. I mean, if anything,
if anything,
Monet's going to come up here.
Up there once she gets rid of the TBS.
Exactly. Unless, I mean, they're currently kind of doing a belt collector gimmick with Monet. I don't know if we want to see Monet have a double champ.
I'm sure plenty of people do.
It would be like a quintuple championship at this point. She has the New Japan Strong, she has the TBS, and then I believe she has 2 different European title belt from independent promotions.
A lot of belts. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I like where we have Julia.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, if anything, he's in the intercontinental scene.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, his matchups of.
I love me some Claudio. I would love to see a big. There was a time when I would have loved to see a company's big championship around his waist, and I'm not saying that time can't come back again, but as of late, he's more in the scene of the I don't want to say mid-card, but of the intercontinental scene than he is the world champion. That's how I feel. As far as his portrayal in AEW and everything, he's not really portrayed as that top guy.
Absolutely. Okay. Interesting conversation on that. Are they trying to portray Ricochet in that top guy thing? I think that's what they're kind of doing.
Yeah,
villain character.
I'm about to say, like right after I say that, when I talk about portrayal, we get to Ricochet, who I personally feel like he can easily prove me wrong. The dude is talented to the moon, but I feel he's more of an intercontinental guy. But like you said, unless you want to argue, they're portraying him like he is because of who he's fighting with right now.
I mean, here's the thing. I think we're gonna put him here initially. But then when you talk about the fact that the next guy in line is definitely going to go up here, Ricochet has beaten Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland.
Oh, well, yeah, put him there. I was unaware he had beaten Ospreay as well. I know he had his whole heel turn with Strickland going on. Yeah, he deserves to be in the scene.
All righty, Omari. I'll let you decide on this one. It's in your background.
Yeah, I personally would say main women's title. She's one of the longest running women's champions in the business. She pretty much did for the women's and AEW thing what McIntyre was doing for the WWE men's, pandemic champion. Held it for a year, held it down. I'm a big Sheeta fan. So,
I absolutely agree. Underutilized so far in my viewing of AEW. In 2024 at least, so would love to see more of Hikaru Shida. Okay, another one. She's my favorite. If you don't count Timeless Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale is absolutely my favorite. Unfortunately,
and she's been TBS already before as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I could see her moving up because she's got the history.
Her, but I in my heart of hearts, I want her here, and the only way I'm bringing her down is if she's there.
I can see that she's
the woman Monet, to dethrone Monet,
putting Monet in that top,
which then immediately sends Monet like up here.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Because she'll be getting revenge against Monet, if I remember correct. Did Monet take it from her? Yeah, so I can see that. She overcomes that hurdle that is Mercedes Moné, so that when she eventually loses the TBS title afterwards, I'm coming back up for you. I done beat you in the past, and now I'm doing this. No, it makes sense.
All right, we have our first and new, and that is Willow Nightingale as the new AEW TBS champion in some time. All right, we have my God. My brain is
King.
Leaking. Brody King, thank you.
So I wanted to say Bruiser Brody, but that wasn't him. It was Brody King.
Here's the thing. I think he needs to be there because I think we're going to have his faction mate in a second.
Down here.
Needs to be here.
Yeah. That's a
So I think we need to establish I think there's already been an established hierarchy inside of their own faction. And it would put him here and him here.
No, I agree. Like, he's the monster. Like,
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. I'm about to say, I don't recognize the face. It's got to be Kyle Fletcher.
He's great. He's absolutely great, but I think he's in this division. Not necessarily up here with his feud mate of 2024, Will Ospreay.
Yeah. Agreed.
Chris Statlander. Beast. She's a beast. I think maybe Chris needs to be up here. What do you think? She's done feuds with all of these women.
Yeah, she's the dethroner of Jade Cargill. So she's kind of won the TBS division and graduated to that upper echelon just on, I'd say that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you said, beast. So I'd say Statlander's there.
Jay White.
Sling Blade. All right. Came in with a lot of hype, but I feel like he just kind of stayed in the Intercontinental thing unless you have seen other.
I mean, he has been a recent nemesis of Jon Moxley, but I feel him best in I like him best in this division, I think. At least for right now. Maybe we move him around after we get the full scope of things.
Gotcha.
All righty. Jamie Hayter. We up here? Or are we in the TBS division?
I'm saying TBS.
Like she's been currently she's actively, like, it's kind of like Chris Statlander has long finished feuds with all of these women.
And she's actively feuding with those
She's
women?
kind of currently inside of
Yeah.
inside of this mess.
Yeah, TBS is what I'd say.
Okay.
Give him TV time. He doesn't need to be in a scene. I love me some Eddie Kingston, and I'm one of the more biased people toward him on the channel, but I'm being realistic. I love me some Eddie Kingston. He doesn't need to be in a scene because for me, he doesn't need to win any matches. I'm just happy to see the dude come out there and fight. Because that's how I interpret the character to be. But yeah, do you have a
No, I like that. I like that selection a lot. I didn't even think about it at first, and I think that's a perfect selection for him. Thunder Rosa. I really like Thunder Rosa. I've expressed here before where like one of the biggest things that I'm into in wrestling, like what gets me as like you're one of my guys is emotionally connecting with you.
Yeah.
And there's something about Thunder Rosa where I immediately emotionally connect with her. So I think up here, but that's also probably fully my bias.
I mean, she's got the star power. I'm fairly positive a former women's champion anyway in her own right.
Yes, she is. I don't know if she's a contender in either scene.
Well,
I think she's just
I wouldn't put her up to the limit 2 contenders at the moment, but
I think she's just like a solid hand.
Yeah.
In one of these divisions, and I feel like it's the main title scene.
I'm sorry. The he's a good hand thing just reminds me of the freaking Shawn Spears Cody Rhodes thing from when AEW started. Cody says this about Spears in an interview, and then later Spears shows up and hits Cody upside the head with the chair, and in the background there's a giant Feo face in the crowd. So, yeah. Anyway, we got the legit one herself, or is that someone else? No, that's somebody else.
This is either Megan Bayne or it's the girl that's been rolling with Jon Moxley.
Okay.
I don't remember her name. I'm not sure if she was supposed to be up here. Okay. Oh boy. Wheeler Yuta.
Didn't count him, if anything.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the Death Rider story, I was really intrigued because I thought that they were doing a Wheeler Yuta is the secret protagonist of this story, a la the beginning Bloodline with Jey Uso.
That would be a great way for him to go, given his overall story arc so far. Where he was just some dude till Moxley and the others turned him into what he is now via the Black Combat Club or Blackpool Combat Club. So for him to come full circle and, like you say, Jey Uso it with the Death Riders would be great, but I don't necessarily see that happening.
Yeah, I feel like they fell off of teasing that pretty quickly on. I feel like the first few weeks it felt like that was what was really being teased, and then it just kind of stopped. So that's kind of killed its momentum a little bit for me. But so I'll throw him in the AEW international continental scene.
His stablemate's gonna be in the main scene, so I got him intercontinental. If I'm being honest, unless you're wrong.
We're talking about Shelton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to the
House of Black thing, or House of Dudes.
They're the Hounds of Hell.
Okay, that's what I said. Or the House of Dudes, since Black's not with the company anymore.
Yeah, Hell Dogs or Hounds of Hell, something like that.
Hellhound.
Yeah. So you have the Hurt Syndicate. You got Bobby Lashley. And you got Shelton Benjamin, so we're saying international, continental, and world. That makes all the sense in the world. Pac.
He's given everybody else we got in that division right there. I'm putting him there.
Okay.
And he's a former Intercontinental champion.
Oh, who is this? This is Yuki Sasaki.
Yuki Sasaki? Yeah.
That'll be an edit. This will be an edit point. I want to make sure I'm getting that name. Yuki Sasaki is a mixed martial artist.
Well, that's not Riho, is it? No.
AEW roster. No, Rio's deeper on.
No, I see Riho.
Pretty sure it's Yuka Sakazaki.
Okay, to be fair, you weren't that far off.
I wasn't that far off. Have you seen her? Have you seen anything of her? She's okay.
That's why I'm like TBS for me, but I don't know.
This one is Yuka Sakazaki. Have you seen any Yuka's work?
I have not. But
She is the most adorable thing on the planet.
I can see that.
It is like full on what do they call it? Joshi.
Okay. Like
just
Joshi.
like Joshi, just like just to the tens of just like playing just like a sweet little something.
Kind of reminds me of early Kairi Sane with the pirate gimmick. Oh, look at her. She's got her treasure chest.
Yeah, I think she's in the TBS scene just because, I mean, she's just so tiny. She's just so tiny. It's hard to.
That didn't stop first women's champion ever, Riho.
You want to keep her in the World's Championship scene?
Has she been on
the
TV?
First. I think. I mean, no. I think she had. I want to say first she was struggling with some visa issues, and was stuck in Japan for a little bit, and then I want to say she got she got a minor, not serious, but put her on the shelf injury.
Gotcha.
So she's been off TV for a little bit, but I do think, I mean, she's kind of in that position also because of just the first ever. She is a me want title shot, gives title shot kind of thing.
Speaking of which,
can just kind of show up and declare.
Speaking of which, where is she at? The dentist.
Britt Baker?
Oh, there she is. Sorry. I knew we had a cutoff point that we talked about when we started, and I was like, I don't see her yet. But
yeah, I guess she fell down.
Yeah.
Jack Perry. I mean, he's in the TNT scene.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with Jack Perry now.
Yeah. Because they even stopped really caring about the elite.
I mean, they tried. You can't say that they didn't try.
He'll always pop up. He'll always be on TV. So I like where you have him. Because as much as they stopped with the particular storyline of saying pillars on TV, thank goodness. Should have never said that on TV. He is one of those young stars they want to build her. So
I'm gonna bring these two. I'm gonna bring this guy up to talk about these two in the same breath.
Go right ahead.
I feel like with the product that you want to present most ideally as a alternative wrestling product, I feel like you want/need a luchador's presence up here.
I can agree with that.
To be like a full diversity of, and I'm not even talking about race. I'm just talking about like styles and
appearance.
We're the place where a luchador can become heavyweight champion. Where
not
the
like
other
that
place
other place.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Rey Mysterio world heavyweight champion
but only
for a night.
Only as gimmicks.
I knew what you meant.
So with that being said, I've pulled up here to the top. We have Hologram and we have Bandito. Both are probably the most featured, the most pushed currently, the most likely. I don't know. Hologram might still be undefeated in singles competition.
Oh.
Because I think when he was injured, he was still undefeated.
Okay, because I was going to say, I've heard a lot about Bandito over the years. I remember Bandito showing up.
Bandito's really cool. He's really cool, but I think he might be here.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. And that's one that I would love for people to let me know in the comments of what they think. Where specifically on that one, would you put them both up top? Do you like my combo? Would you flip them? I'm very curious on that one because I think it also could go either or.
We know
Maxwell Jacob Freeman is going in the scene.
Yep. I was like, we know
going in the top scene. Hook,
yeah.
Hook, give me Tita. Briscoe, I think he's another one like Eddie Kingston, where I just need him to come on and do a promo and be in a random 6-man tag.
Yeah.
In the mid-show section.
I'm perfectly with that.
Darby Allin. Do we need to put him up here?
In my ideal world, he would be. In my ideal world, he would be. Because
I think we have to start him up here.
The star power the Red has alone. Adam Cole, baby.
Where do you want him, Omari? I'll let you choose. This is one of your boys. Just because you like saying baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
That's literally it.
Personally,
anybody who even has the same syllable structure as Adam Cole,
Page, baby, as I like to say,
gets a baby.
I have been known to say Adam Page, baby, numerous times. That said, I don't think AEW Cole is on that level.
I would agree with you, but I'm also not a big. That's also why I'm submitting, because I'm not a huge Adam Cole guy.
I'm putting him Intercontinental. Okay. I know he's one of the longest reigning NXT champs and stuff like that, but
does this motherfucker go here?
Nowadays, yes, because he's not in any of those other scenes. He's doing his own other thing, learning tree crap.
All right, yeah. We're starting to get into some meat and potatoes here. Some just filler of the show. You got FTR, which we don't need to move up. You got Bryan Danielson, who's not really active. You got what's his face, part of the learning tree. You got Dustin Rhodes. Do we want Dustin Rhodes to be anything other than he has a dynamite match?
I would put him in TV time, no scene. Personally, I do like Dustin. I'd be happy if he won any title, but every time he comes out, his Titan charge just one last ride. Just doing this as long as I can. So he doesn't even sound like his character wants a title.
Athena has been Ring of Honor Women's Champion for something like 800 plus days now. I think she needs to drop that belt. I think she needs to come to the main show, and I think she immediately needs to be in the main title picture.
I would like that. I was kind of hoping she'd be put in that picture.
This is kind of, I would be okay with swapping either one of those. Either she's getting called up and immediately dethrones Mercedes Moné as the TBS champion, and thus Willow is up here in the main event scene, or it's swapped. I honestly don't care on that front.
I'm kind of with you. My personal bias is between the two. I'm siding with Athena being higher, especially with the 800-day reign, but that's personal bias of who I like more.
Yeah.
But we can switch those either way.
All right, we got Bowens. We got do you like Big Bill enough to put him up here on this scene? Or does he stay down here in the undrafted?
Personally, not really. Same thing with Billy.
Daddy ass.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, maybe TV time people like him, but that'd be the same thing as. Well, the Acclaim's not a thing anymore, are they?
No, they are broken up.
Okay,
I'll let you do a quick scan. Let me know if there's anybody else you feel like we need to bring up. We got a Saraya here. We've got a Double J. We've got what's his face? Double J's.
Jay Lethal.
Double J's friend, Jay Lethal. We got John whatever
Johnny AEW.
We've got Shibata. We've got Luchasaurus. We've got Mickey James lookalike. I'm not sure who that is.
We got Keith Lee, Luchasaurus.
Here's Hobbs.
Powerhouse. How can we forget the Powerhouse?
Where do you want Powerhouse to sit? Is he?
I want him to sit up there, but
let's do it. Let's do it. This is our show.
Yeah, I like Powerhouse, but boy, things retired. Penta's not with the company anymore.
Malachi is not with the company. Samoa Joe. I think literally holding the world title in this image.
Yeah.
Does he go here?
He'd always be believable. It is.
I mean, yeah, Joe. He's right there with Adam Copeland and Bobby Lashley, I think. And I mean, Christian Cage shouldn't be here.
He's only there because he's got the money in the bank.
It's not a money in the bank.
Whatever. You don't know what it's called either.
It's like the casino gauntlet cash in. No, They wouldn't use cash in either.
Something about the casino thing. Casino Royale. Nope, that's James Bond. No, I thought the Casino Gauntlet was maybe a Casino Gauntlet winner. That's right, because didn't like Luchasaurus win it and he made Luchasaurus give it to him? Or was that a different casino thing?
Well, Luchasaurus performed his finisher and allowed Christian to make the pin.
Yeah, that's what it was. But
I can't find anybody calling it anything.
Trying to check with them. No. So he's got the money in the bank.
Yeah, he's got the money in the bank. Okay, anybody else? We got MVP here. We got Young Buckaries.
A lot of these people
Eminem.
A lot of these people are either tag team division or just
Daniel Garcia. Should Daniel Garcia be up here? Should we place Daniel Garcia?
I'll leave that in your vote. More familiar with him than I am.
All right, we're done then.
All right, there you have
it. Let's start diving into these here. All right. So we need to pull 3 people out of here essentially. 2
contenders and new.
Yep.
All right, so
no, it's not gonna be Christian Cage. Neither of us like this thing. I feel like we
once Moxley's dethroned, Darby needs to be a contender. I can agree with that.
Well, I mean, maybe Darby is even the next one. I don't know. I feel like Darby needs to be in the top of this convo at this point.
Is he spearheading the anti? Who's spearheading the anti-Death Rider faction?
Man, Omari.
It's that bad?
I don't even know. I don't know. First it was Orange Cassidy, then with Darby Allin. Then it was Darby Allin. Then it was like Darby Allin with a few groups of people. And then it wasn't Darby Allin, and it was Jay White and someone else.
Okay, so it's just
and currently it is Adam Copeland and FTR and Jay White against the Death Rider. Because Darby is going up and he's going to climb Everest.
With Christian having the money in the bank, I feel like it's set up for our and new to be Edge and then get cashed in on, because those two never can be separated.
I think that's what the clear thing might be lining up on AEW TV without any swerving. But
as to what we prefer,
that's not what I want to do here.
Okay, I agree.
Of these people, Jon Moxley is a bad guy.
Yes.
Of these people, who do we want as a good guy to dethrone Jon Moxley? And I feel like it's Hangman Adam Page.
They got a storied history between 2 of them. Swerve's busy with Ricochet right now. Just about everybody else on that list is a heel except for fucking Ospreay and Darby. But we have our beliefs of where they're going with Ospreay, and it's not necessarily immediately for the title. So, yeah, I think Adam Page, baby, if you will. I think Adam Page will be. I like that. I like Adam Page, keeping that going. And then that leaves it just enough time to where, finally puts Ricochet away. Hey, remember me? You burned my fucking house down. You know what I mean?
So you're talking about going like he's heel again, or is this that? Because I almost wanted to say, all right, we're turning Hangman good guy. That's actively happening as we speak on TV. That's in real life happening. So if that's happening, then he's dethroning Jon Moxley. I feel like we need a good guy and a bad guy down here. My gut. Without pulling up Swerve Strickland is that.
Okay.
But that also leaves Swerve Strickland down here, which I completely understand is, I mean, there's a world where it's this.
Yeah.
But then you're leaving
MJF.
You're leaving MJF and Will Ospreay down here. So there's also a world where it's that.
Where
I don't know. I feel like if we keep Swerve Strickland a good guy, Like, part of Hangman's journey is going to be
Like,
in
those two names
way,
are going to stay interlocked.
Yeah, at least for now. Things can always switch back. But I feel like part of Hangman's journey in the next couple months is going to be somewhat resolving things with Swerve Strickland. It's almost going to be like a two-headed monster is what defeats Jon Moxley.
Okay.
That could then immediately mean that Swerve Strickland betrays, one of those things. Or it's just he's just a good guy in that scene. I'm not sure. The limit 2 is that I've given to us is what makes this difficult, because I really love for it to be that, and then nobody's disrespected.
Yes, I agree there. But if we had to remove somebody of the three, unless MJF's been picking up steam lately again,
you'd pull off MJF and do this.
I mean, unless he's been picking up steam again. That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't been watching the more recent episodes because he's been off TV for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's picking up steam as in he's on TV every week, and he's doing his usual MJF promos that are solid promos, but like, your typical heel work of like just insult city. Insult local athlete.
I sleep with women and you don't.
Yeah, you're poor, I'm rich. All right, we're gonna. I'd say let's lock this in.
I like this because you can go either way after Paige wins. You can either go
timeless Tony Storm. I think we need a villain. Either Mariah May wins it back. Britt Baker can be a villain, particularly in the curtain pulled back blending of what's real and what's fake. Of the modern wrestling world and the internet perception.
IWC believes she's pissed off with this whole timeless Tony Storm stuff. And
well, IWC, the IWC rumor is just that she's difficult to work with. Not doesn't have a whole lot of friends anymore in their locker room, and the Adam Cole divorce didn't help anything with that, and like a lot of support is going more directly to Adam. It's all IWC rumor bullshit. But like,
but she plays a good heel regardless. And I think when she first won the title, she was doing it as a heel with her whole DMD thing. I can see her as a heel regardless. So I agree. Regardless of the IWC and their weirdness, like you said, I think the two people I like Athena too though, but. Yeah. I know you're really big on Thunder Rosa. I'm really big on Hikaru Shida.
But also, I fully admitted when I put her in this scene that I think, like I said, I think she's a good hand.
Fair.
I don't know if she necessarily needs to win any titles.
Yeah.
But I would also love to see, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But it's more of just like I would just love to see her in this mix.
You know what? That's fair. I would say the same for Shida, just in the interest of fairness. I would like to see her back in the mix. You know what I mean? Because you get your super jazzes out there that don't think she should be in that scene anymore.
Well, they also are big supporters of DMD.
True. Well, we got Timeless Storm here.
In hindsight, I feel like we don't have enough villains in this main event scene, but we also don't have Megan Bayne, as I don't think she was on the roster yet when this was constructed. So let's pretend she's Megan Bayne.
Sure.
I feel like she's a giant woman she's a physical specimen, so I think she'll probably end up in here.
Conversely, if our heel of Britt Baker is our new, shouldn't really need to have a lot of other heels as contenders.
That's true. So we both like Athena. So let's slot Athena up there.
Yeah.
And then is it
maybe Chris?
I feel like Chris is due.
Yeah.
I feel like Chris is due.
She's been around damn near since the start, back when she used to pretend she was an alien. So yeah, I like that. Athena and Chris.
Either that, or there's another world where Tony's reign is long enough to where this character can easily go heel again. I mean, she'll still get a lot of appreciation from the fans, because she's just doing her heel work so well. But in story, she could still play the villain. Yeah. If I feel like her to go that way.
I feel like that's how we ended up here, was her being a villain.
Right, and then she baby-faced her way into it. She just healed her way into being a babyface. All right, AEW International Continental title. We currently have these two guys sitting together. Here's what I think's going to happen. I think that at some point along the road, we are going to have a match that combines these titles in which Okada wins. And then we have Kenny Omega as the end.
Yeah, I can see that. Could we get like Omega Okada 10 or whatever, and it's another 10-star match and everybody goes crazy.
They've already teased that they wanted to do that for AEW All In this year. Not necessarily directly for this title, but this match.
Those two. So I can see that. And I'm fine with that. Kenny Omega, enough said about his repertoire. He could have easily been in the top picture, but because of this Okada thing, I got him down here because that's where Okada happens to be. I like that. As far as who else is in that picture, we got Takeshita, who's solidified himself. Like if he's anywhere that's not moving up, he stays there. So I like that.
I think this is a good spot for him if we can pick another babyface to live right here. Or I'm okay with dropping him down to just being in the scene once he clears himself of whatever this is up here.
Yeah.
If he falls down here, hey, he had a ton of incredible matches with two legends. he can take a break just being in the scene potentially.
Someone who's been taking a break for a minute and is just prints money when he's fighting for those titles and has established himself as a very solid champion of that and is a babyface is Orange Cassidy. I think of those guys. Now, Sling Blade, we talked about him earlier and how you feel like, he's very strong. Do you think he would be the next contender there? Because I feel like with all the hype that came around this guy when he came in, for me, but that's because I'm not watching every week. Calm down, folks at home. For me, he hasn't really delivered up on that hype, so you got to put something on him or get him back involved with that.
I tell you what, I would really love
Shelton.
I would really love that to be the case.
As would I. If we're talking about what I would love, then yeah, we can do Shelton.
Because I think if this guy's gonna be up here, I think it's a long time till he's potentially here.
Yeah. So in the meantime, keep the faction's name strong.
By maybe by 2026, Shelton Benjamin is here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if Bobby Lashley's going to be able to work long enough to get himself here, depending on how quick they move the titles around.
Yeah. Which we seem to be in an era of long-ass title reigns in both companies.
And also they're currently heels, but they are actively cheered.
Yeah.
They are playing heels, and both of them are actively getting cheered, so they might not be heels for very long.
I can see that.
All right, TBS Championship, Omari. This is our last one. We already have Willow Nightingale slotted as the and new. Not a huge scene here. I feel like
and her. Yeah.
Do we have a problem with that? All right.
I don't know. Yep. So
I've liked what we've assembled here. AEW World Championship. We're looking at Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and Will Ospreay. Women's World Championship. We're looking at Dr. Britt Baker, Athena, and Chris Statlander. And then International Continental title, we're looking at Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, Shelton Benjamin. TBS Championship, we are looking at Willow Nightingale, Julia Hart, and Jamie Hayter. Cool.
Yeah. And that should be fun. And feel free, please. Tell us in the comments what you think about our lists and who you would want to go where. what is Christian's Money in the Bank actually called? These kind of things.
I literally tried to Google it. I couldn't figure out how to Google it.
Me neither. So good luck. That said, if you want to catch some of our other tiered list and mock draft list, you can check that out on Mondays. Tuesdays, we got the show This Guy Hasn't Seen. Two guys, it's a movie or some form of media. One guy's seen it, one guy hasn't. We've got plenty of stuff going on there. We got Oscar season at the moment, talking about some great movies right now. On Wednesdays, whenever it happens, we have the Whatever We Want podcast with the aforementioned Super Jazz.
Super Jazz!
Thank you very much. As nature intended, we talk about just that, whatever we want. And on Saturdays, Bill and I have a show called You Don't Watch Sports. Two guys, three topics, help you sprinkle a little information and be a casual sports conversation, be your guiding light to see your casual sports talk. I also have a Twitter and Twitch, Geotabi, Giotabi. Come on in, stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means. Bill, you got anything else you want to say there?
12-man casino gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship match.
So, there is no time. So, the Money in the Bank. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching that Big E picture.
Look at Big E. Everybody right now, to end this show, everybody look at Big E's face really closely.
It's why I've been cracking up throughout this outro. I've just been reminded of it, looking at it. Have a good one, everybody. Adios, this.